Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of TFG Radio. As you can hear and see, it's Adam, as always. Today we have Danny,
Hey.
and with us is John.
Hi.
Tom made a valiant attempt to be on the show, but at the 11th hour, he was cut down by the forces of Nurgle.
That's what happens when you have like 8,000 children.
Well,
Yeah,
yes, because
exactly.
it just recycles.
Yeah.
They
Could
are
you
the
imagine? I think his
Bears of
oldest.
plague.
I think his oldest is almost. I think next year is going to go into kindy.
Right.
Is old enough to start school, and that's just going to be like a fucking virus bomb for him.
I mean,
for a
he
long
was
time.
already doing that. That's why he can't make any of the shows. I also thought you were going to say that the kid was going to be old enough that they could take care of all the sick kids while he does the show or something.
No.
A couple more years
years
for
away.
her. Yeah, she is the oldest and a girl. So that's in a Irish Catholic family. So that's absolutely going to happen.
There's comments I want to make, but I won't make them.
I'm
Look,
holding
it's Holy
everything
Thursday.
inside.
It's Holy Thursday. I get to make these jokes.
It is Holy Thursday, which I always forget.
Lent is over.
We should have
Lent
recorded
is
tomorrow
over.
on Good Friday.
Lent is not, well, okay.
Yes, Lent ends on technically ends on Holy Thursday because you cannot fast on a feast day. And Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday are feast days.
There you
No,
go.
Good Friday, you're not supposed to eat meat either.
Well, that's the meat thing, but you're not supposed to fast anymore. And remember the whole Lent thing, yeah.
Right. Okay, got it.
Well, I didn't practice any of that, so I don't have to worry about it. So,
It was the one thing I really loved about going to Catholic school was learning the exceptions during Lent of like, well, actually, on Sundays you can't do.
Well, that's how we got
See, Mom, we
the-
can go to McDonald's.
yeah, that's how we got the alligator exception, too. Right?
And armadillo, alligator, armadillo.
Armadillo? Why armadillo?
I don't know, just the Argentinians really like armadillo, dude.
Okay.
So the
That's-
Pope was like, cool.
Yeah, like what?
That's new.
At least the alligator you get, right? Like, well, it's in the water, sure. Why
Okay,
not?
yes.
What about ducks?
Duck's fine.
Poultry. It's poultry.
Oh, I know, because there's
No, you're
not.
not
You're not
supposed
supposed to do poultry.
No.
Yeah.
But see, ducks are clearly poultry, right? Like an alligator isn't poultry. It isn't red meat. It lives in the water. Doesn't fly.
It's a reptile.
Yeah. So again, reptiles are fish in Catholicism. Very simple.
Wow. Yeah, didn't know that. So maybe Jesus was handing out alligator meat instead of fish
Yeah. No, right.
to feed the 5,000.
I hate this conversation.
That's what I'm going with.
Anyway,
So yeah, it's been a couple weeks since the last episode. We've had a few announcements. We will talk about a couple of them because I have theories, and we do have a substantial leak that Danny Kent is chomping at the bit to talk about. I'm sure, or maybe not.
yes,
I don't know.
Yes.
Depends what you think about them. But one of the things that surprised me was the surprise announcement of a new drop pod model.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Considering it's a useless unit nobody uses.
Since mine are still in storage, and I have like a lot of them. back because of 7th edition, and my free transports, my free 1,700 points.
Yep. I remember those days. I had like 10 of them too.
I think I have like maybe 10 if you count the because I also had the Forge World drop pods, which were the ones that had either autocannons or missile launchers inside.
Yeah. Or you didn't have the giant dreadnought ones?
You know what? No, I never got that one.
Yeah.
I just used the regular drop pod, even though it's bigger than
Yeah,
the
me
normal drop pod. But yeah, so they came out with a new drop pod, and the drop pod's different because the doors are down and they stay down. They're modeled with the doors down.
They're modeled with Rebel underneath them.
Yes.
I
So
want them to have a rule that if you model it with the Rebel underneath, because apparently that's an option, that if you do that, then you get to do 2d6 mortal wounds to anybody within 12 inches when you drop
okay,
it.
I highly doubt
But if
that.
you don't model it with the Rebel, you don't get the rule.
Oh my god! Don't start rumors that are gonna like.
I said I
Oh,
want
no one
them
listens
do.
to
I
us.
didn't
Come
say
on
this
now.
is what they're going to do.
Hey, we get like 20 views around that much. I think, sort of.
Nice. Like,
Look, dozens of people listen to us.
Dozens, 2 dozen.
yes.
Um,
I'm familiar to a half dozen.
I think they also removed the storm bolter and the missile launcher that used to be an option.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they said that like it just like they made a comment about how it was modeled and it would get in the way.
They made a comment and said how it
shot
was
by your own thing anymore. Or
it was
whatever.
no. They said it was a safety hazard.
Safety hazard. That's right. That's it.
Trying to find the article right now. I mean, it's a pretty big footprint. I mean, it's always been a big footprint with the doors down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious of what the rules are going to be.
Can
I
come
like-
within 6 inches. May charge out of it.
I like-
6 mortal wounds to all units within 12.
Oh my God.
I like it. I like it.
I like the fact that it's significantly easier to build.
Yeah, because those ones sucked. Remember when I did the when I came back in 6th, the end of 6th, beginning of 7th, and I had that Silver Marine Space Wolf army, and I had
Yes.
like 10 drop pods, and I bought all those drop pods off eBay built because I was like, I am not building any drop pods ever again after I had the Salamander drop pods.
Yeah,
It's such a nightmare. It's like,
yeah, they were. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Especially if you had like the Dreadclaw drop pod that I had. The drop pods that I have are built based off of that skeleton, more or less.
Yeah.
It was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no. Didn't know what. One guy sent me the drop pod. I remember, do you guys remember that when it came in a bag?
Oh, yeah.
The guy just put it in the bag and sent it, and so it came smashed into pieces, and I was like, dude, and he's like, well, just glue it back together. I'm like, the whole point was I didn't want to build this thing.
Right.
So, no. I'm getting a refund, dude. Oh, the old days of eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned that they got rid of the Stormbolt and Deathwind missile launcher normally mounted above the passengers has been removed.
So no weapons at all now is what I'm assuming.
That's what it looks like. I'm trying to look. I remember there were a lot of people who didn't even bother building the inside.
Well, yeah. Why would you?
Yeah.
Well, even when you had the doors opening. I can see not building the inside if you're going to glue
shut.
the doors shut.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So they said the data sheet will come out when the model comes out, and that there's going to be 2 per box.
Man, they have to be making them
for
cheap.
The low price of $125.
Oh, you want? I'm going to
Before
say
tariffs.
$80
Before tariffs.
Before tariffs. $125 before tariffs. $185 after.
You know what? I'm going to say it's going to be $85 for the 2, and they're just going to happen to come out with a detachment that makes you want to buy these.
I'm gonna come. Go ahead, Danny.
I was going to say, yeah, that's like... And it's going to be the best attachment they have.
It can be the greatest detachment ever.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes there's good detachments, but this detachment is the best detachment.
Yeah. It's going to be something like, oh, the turn you come down in your drop pod, you get +1 to wound, reroll hits, +1 damage, like all of these crazy, insane stats.
Or you can get out with
I still think that they're not going to do any of that. They're just going to make the data slate ridiculous.
I mean, I don't know what it can do other than just be cheap.
It's going to be cheap.
I mean, they used to be
Mortal
free,
wounds when
so
it lands, it can land within 9 inches of. It can land within 9 inches, or people can get out within.
no,
9
they
inches.
can get out within 9 inches. That means it's going to be
Get
a
out within 9
6-inch
inches.
charge,
And if you, 6-inch charge.
and then the +1 to charge.
+1 charge. Yeah. every Space Wolf player is going to be like salivating, and Blood Angel player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lance, +1 damage.
When it lands, it causes terror tremors or something, and the enemy cannot overwatch or who knows what. You know.
It's going to be, yeah. I'm pretty sure the detachment, the detachment rule will be that they get them for free.
Yeah. Sacrifice a drop pod to kill a knight. Perfect. Wonderful.
Oh my god.
Oh, that'd actually be hilarious. Of like
Have
you
it come
can just
in, and if you land on it.
No, they're going to bring back old Deep Strike, so then it can just stop right in front of the enemy.
Scatters on stuff.
Yeah.
No, it needs to be able to scatter, and then if it lands on something, it just
Kills
does
her.
like the old destroyer hit. You can bring out the old D weapon rule.
Bringing back D weapons. Ay.
That was still one of my favorite games where I played you, Adam, and I took you as like the. It was at the tournament, and you would put your army under a box, and it was like this special challenge. Like anybody could challenge you, and I was like, "Cool, I'll do it," because I figured you had your scorpion thingy, your brass scorpion. And I was like,
yeah, that's when I brought. I think it was Knight and a brass scorpion.
Yeah, and I was like, "I'll do it with my salamanders and all their twin link melted, no problem, bro."
Yeah.
Drop pods. And then at the very end of the game, I was running away with like one squad left.
Yeah.
Just to win.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 5+ is pretty good. 5+ saves.
Yeah.
Well, that was the one where the brass scorpion could charge 3d6.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I melted.
So the
that
glory
thing
days.
first.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
And then they did what I thought was curious, of talking about the Land Raider. Because the next day, no, it was actually the same day, they brought up an article celebrating the Land Raiders being the model kit being 25 years old.
25 years old, yeah.
And they went through all the different iterations of the Land Raider over the years. And the different variations of them. I thought that was curious.
Why?
Because all of a sudden they come out with a new drop pod and now a Land Raider article out of the blue. And there's no, like, Space Marine releases coming up.
Okay.
So my tinfoil hat theory is that they're coming out with Space Marines 2.0, just like they did in 8th edition.
So it's a new Codex, not a supplement.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems legit.
Because remember,
Right?
our working theory for any edition, which Danny has said before in episodes past, is that as the edition gets closer to ending, GW just kind of does whatever they want and puts whatever crazy rules in there. So,
correct.
I think they're going to do something with Space Marines that's going to be totally out of whack.
Mighty Taudar.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, you wanna ally in 3 Riptides? Cool. Okay, like who? Everybody.
3 Riptides, 3 Wraith Knights.
Sweet. Awesome. Amazing. Nobody's gonna do that, or really, GW?
Simpler times. That's still one of my favorite memories of doing judging things is when GW first came to LVO and actually like looked on in horror at how many tables had Taudar and were doing Triptide and everything else, and just this horrible realization on their face of, oh my god, people do play like this, and like a lot of people.
We're like, yeah, you wrote the rules to let them.
Yeah.
What have we done? Look what we've created.
Behold the fruits of empire.
So that's my prediction. I don't know. I just thought talking about Land Raider is kind of weird when there's no Land Raider release, unless they're coming out with a new Land Raider kit. Also,
They might. I mean, that's an old kit too.
it's what year was
I
it?
guess so, because the Redeemer and the Crusader are all based on the Godhammer kit, right?
Well, remember the Crusader used to be a metal model, or metal add-ons to the Land Raider.
I think, you know what? I think that the Redeemer Crusader box, because it's the separate box, I think it was an updated sprue. So the Godhammer's the 25-year-old sprue, but when they got rid of the metal for the Crusader, and they created the Crusader Redeemer kit. I think the main chassis is also different than the Godhammer one.
Oh, the new one, or the latest one.
Some nerd on Reddit should fact check us on that.
So I'm trying to find I'm looking at the article, and I think it was in third edition, third. I think it was third edition. Is when we had the current Land Raider came out, because remember they also made the Crusader variant for Black Templars only.
Yes.
And the Hurricane bolters were all metal.
Yeah, and the grenade launcher things were metal.
Yeah, because it was a pain in the
none
ass.
of it ever stuck on.
It was a pain in the ass to put together those the metal storm bolters, or bolters. Wasn't even storm bolters.
The plastic ones came out in fifth. Fifth edition was when they put the Redeemer Crusader kit out.
Oh, right. So yeah, so it's a the current kits that everyone sees is pretty old. So, but yeah. So I just think maybe they are coming out with a new kit. Who knows? I mean, they put out the Spartan plastic.
And they put out the brand new drop pod nobody asked for.
Yeah, so I can see I can see them coming out with a, hey, surprise, here's another Land Raider. Oh yeah, and here's a new book. Or maybe they're going to update it in the supplement books when they come out. But we'll see. So that's more Space Marine stuff. I'm sure it'll be fine. Because everyone needs more Space Marines in their lives, right?
Oh, well, GW must want a good quarterly earning or something.
I mean, it is the faction that sells the best, right?
Yeah, by far. So.
Consistently so.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell you guys whenever something cool comes out for them, I'm like, oh, maybe I should build a Space Marine army.
Mm-hmm.
But then they put something out for Chaos. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm buying Chaos instead. So.
They got you on the hook there.
Well, for Chaos at least.
Dope. Yeah.
So yeah. So and then I think those were only the big things. I mean, Adepticon happened. We talked a little bit about the reveals the last episode because we recorded right after they did the reveals. Adepticon's always, I guess, different is what I'll say. The champs is the teams event is really where it's at. The four-man team events is what put Adepticon on the map in the early days, and I think still is, along with all the other stuff. So that, and I don't even, to be honest, I don't even remember who won. So, but I think it was Space Marines. It was Space Marines because it was Space Marines Eldar in the finals.
Nice.
Daka got nerfed. More Daka got nerfed.
Yeah.
Aw, nobody saw that coming.
But I bought all these Ludas.
You know what I tell you guys? Gotta wait for the first FAQ from GW before you buy anything.
The big changes just changed it to sustained one, and a couple of changes to who the rules affect and when. So, a few people, mostly ARC players, think it went a little bit overboard. Some people think it's fine. It's still winning games.
I like that. A few people, mostly ARC players.
I mean,
just tell it how it is.
So, I never saw it in action, and I never played against it, so I have no frame of reference. But from what I saw, and from when I saw the math on it, especially, it was pretty disgusting. So we'll see. I mean, it's still a viable build. You probably just have to use different units, and they still have the tactical detachment that's still really good. So it's just more variety for them, for orcs. So that got nerfed. I believe they did the points update also for Emperor's Children since it's coming out soon. But I think that was the big one in terms of what was changed, because I don't think there was really anything else big in the. I don't believe there were any changes in the core rules. It was mostly the individual armies that had changes if they needed them, and points adjustments. So speaking of armies, apparently the Corn book, the World Eaters book, got leaked.
Oh, it sure did. Yeah, pretty much.
Like the whole book. All right.
Like someone has the book apparently,
including
was
points,
making content.
all that stuff.
Well, the points don't matter.
Points
because
don't
it'll
matter.
Be updated.
Yeah.
What?
But it looks like they got all the different unit all the
They
unit
get
entries, all the detachments, all the enhancements, all that good stuff. So, I will
Suck it,
Yes.
Emperor's children. We get predators.
see. Shut up.
That's right. Emperor's children don't, huh?
No, they don't get they get hardly anything. No hell brutes.
Yeah. We get Hellbrutes. We get the Predator Destructor, Predator Annihilator.
Yeah, we don't get predators. We don't get defilers.
Oh,
We don't get
Defilers.
vindicators. We don't get forged fiends. Emperor's children get smaller fiends, which are actually pretty good. No, yeah. So, yeah, they get a Helldrake. Emperor's children still gets Helldrakes.
Woo, Helldrake.
No, they're not that bad. They're okay. I don't know if I'd take them though. I think they're still overpriced, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I shall cede the floor to Danny, and he can go on and on. So if you're not interested in World Leaders, skip about an hour,
Oh,
Yeah.
and then we'll be on to something else hopefully by then. Danny, the floor is yours.
It's garbage. No, it's different. it's different. It's different. Not bad, but different. Angron now does dev wounds in melee, which he always should have done, although he was still a beast in melee. But he resurrects at half, but it means you don't get any blessings. So so it seems like the whole roll your dice, see what blessings you get, still there. But so he's been toned down a little bit. I really like his aura change to he basically gets the don't fall back move aura, or you ignore modifiers to weapon skill, move, advanced charge, hit rolls for everyone within 6 of him, which is really good. Right, just it really keeps you from getting screwed by those hey, here's the -2 charge strat or shit like that, or even clearing through Nurglings with their -1 to hit and all that crap. What else is good? No fights first on Masters of Execution, so I don't know how good they're going to be. Honestly, I would look up to see if they.
So it seems that the content of the entire.
They were really great for Strikes First. What else? Demon Prince on foot gets loan up when he's within 3 inches of friendly unit and reduces CP cost by 1. So he's like your captain. That's pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
Reducing CP cost.
Yeah, the new Slaughterbound. He grounds unit 6 and restores 1 model in the command phase. Looks like strength 8, AP 2, damage 2, once per battle, +3 attacks and dev wounds. Has deadly demise apparently, which is really funny. And then
Nice.
Berserkers, strength 4. They have blood surge. The big thing is Berserkers apparently can go up to squads of 20. So you could just big blocks of Berserkers could be a thing, because that's especially on points. That's 40 fucking wounds on a 3+ armor save that can hide, right? Because it's
Did they
infantry.
have access to a transport for 20?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah. We'll get to the transport.
Yeah, no more Spartans.
That's a whole other thing. What is it? 8 bound. It looks like they flattened out all their stuff. So they're strength 8, AP 2, damage 2, no feel no pain on Exalted anymore. The Exalted are AP 3, damage 2 with anti-monster and anti-vehicle 3+. Apparently Terminators are move 7.
Nice.
And reroll hits when shooting the closest target, and reroll charges versus closest target.
Wait, what are move 7?
Terminators.
For some fucking reason.
Well, someone in our Discord was saying that the blessing of +2 to movement, so it's just like getting that blessing all the time, basically. Since people would choose that blessing all the time. Because that blessing's not in the Codex. Well, apparently, allegedly, is not in
These are
the
all
Codex.
alleged.
in the Codex anymore. So then this kind of replaces that
Why don't my Dark Angel Terminators get blessing of the Emperor?
because the Emperor's not as cool.
My inner circle.
right.
He's not metal
Yeah,
enough.
the inner circle. My Denver
right.
Knight shirt could use an additional 2 inches of movement. Tell you what. Trundling around with 5-inch movement.
Yeah, defilers are pretty cool, actually. They have a rule that at the end of the enemy movement phase, they can make a shooting attack at or declare a charge into a unit that was set up within 12 inches of them.
So don't deep strike near a defiler.
Yeah,
Well, just don't get near them.
yeah.
Well, no, it's just set up.
Yeah, set up. So it's basically like if you're going, I could see a couple or like one hanging out in your backfield of like, oh, you're gonna deep strike someone in to try and do shenanigans.
Right.
It's just kind of funny. I don't think it's actually that great. Lord of Skulls, movement 12. You get additional dice for blessing if he's there. They get to move through enemy models and short walls for free, and they basically get to move like knights do.
Jeez,
Right,
you guys
and
got
like-
Lord of Skulls too.
Yeah, just pop through walls on
What are the
a.
Emperor's children getting it?
I haven't paid attention yet.
They get a Primarch?
They get a Primarch.
Primarch.
That's not as good.
He's not as good as
And
the
then
Emperor.
No.
the demons you can take: Starbrand, Bloodthirster, Bloodletters, Skullcrushers, Fleshhounds.
Dang,
And apparently
all
they're
those
the
things too.
same. Yeah.
No
Well,
wonder
that's only in
Dan's
the
happy.
demon. Yeah. So they brought back Khorne Demonkin for those people who remember the Demonkin Codex of like what was that?
remember that.
6th
Seventh.
edition, 7th edition.
That was-
No, seventh.
Yeah. They Demonkin's back.
That was
With
a good
Blood
book. I
Type.
like that one.
So we get this is the mix and match demons and world eaters. So it's just like the other. You get 100 points of demons, or 1,000 points. Whenever an enemy unit, so not any unit, but enemy unit is killed on a 3+, you get a blood type point. And then you can use blood types. You can spend them to get temporary boosts, like feel no pain against psychic or mortals. Demons can get lance. Demons can get up to 4+ invulnerable save. And then the max one with 5 blood type points is demon units get the buffs from blessings. They get to share
Do
the
they,
blessings.
they get the +2 movement?
No, because we don't have that anymore, I guess. But they can,
Oh, you're
things like
saying that the
lethal hits,
+2
sustained,
movement got
yeah.
baked into the Terminators from the
Yeah,
last
it's Terminator only.
But there's
Yeah.
different blessings now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Let's see.
misunderstood that.
What is good about this? This is not their best thing. You can get the Juggerlord. You can get the Juggerlord who can join Blood Crushers or Fleshhounds, which I guess is cool.
It's thematic.
Yeah, there's a 2 CP strat that after a unit is destroyed, it's not clear if it's any unit or an enemy unit, but after a unit's destroyed, you can set up a Bloodletter unit within reserves within 9 inches of the destroyed unit outside of engagement range, but not limited to more than 9 from enemy units.
Okay.
So depending how that, like if it's your opponent's shooting phase and they like blow up one of your units, can you deep strike in, like where you can,
Right. Huh.
go get some.
Doesn't
What
sound
else?
terrible.
Yeah. They have a little bit of regeneration. They get uppy downy. But if you have corn dogs, you don't even need to care about that because corn dogs already have uppy downy on their own.
Okay.
So
Which is hilarious to me.
it's so weird. Like I don't understand the logic of why they get to do it. I'm
The
happy
demons.
it's
The
there.
idea, yes, that the demons, they like phase in and out of reality, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That makes
Like,
sense.
I kind of get it,
Yeah.
but also like it kind of pisses me off.
I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, Demonkin's okay. The 8 bound detachments, basically they just get blood surge. So if you shoot at them and don't kill them, they move up. It's not super awesome from what I can see. The one that I really like actually is the Gore Track Onslaught, which sounds like a rejected Cannibal Corpse song name, but what's really cool about it is units get +1 to charge rolls and lance, so that's +1 to wound on the turn in which they disembark from a transport.
Okay.
Okay.
So rhinos and land raiders. You can make a Rhino Scout 9, including the unit who's in there. You get a once per game fights first, so again, which fights burning berserkers are fucking awesome. There's an enhancement for you cannot overwatch things that get out of a transport. What else? They have really good stratagems. Yeah, you can't overwatch the things getting out of the
Oh yeah.
out of the transport, which
Kinda cool.
would be helpful. The stratagems are really good. One is get back in at the end of the fight phase. Get back into your transport.
Yeah, that's always a good one. That's just always solid.
Vehicle can go through walls, so you can just pop that bitch in second and go through a wall.
Gross.
Yeah, units can disembark from a Rhino that has not moved within 6 inches and can do so within engagement range. So you can basically not get pinned in. Where is it? Oh, this is the big one. Unit can disembark from a Rhino that has moved and can still charge.
Really? Doesn't
Yeah.
have to have the special assault ramp or whatever.
Yeah. So that's really good. And then what is it?
Rhino rushes back, baby.
Yeah. Rhino that was shot and not killed gets to move 6. So that's pretty good for drawing fire. They don't kill it, move it out behind a wall, or move it to behind a wall and save it. And then shot not killed, the unit can immediately disembark and blood surge. So rhinos are good. I only have one Rhino. I need a variety of rhinos.
Being able to charge out of a Rhino is super strong. I think people
And one
forget
Land
that.
Raider. And one Land Raider probably. But it's really I think that's pretty good. +1 to charge rolls and the lance is, especially on berserkers who are only strength 4. They have a ton of attacks, but it's only strength 4. Getting that +1 to 1 can be pretty freaking clutch. So that's definitely a berserker heavy list. The berserker warband, which is the original, basically just got worse. It's just kind of the same stuff, but not as good. And yeah, what else? I mean, that's about it. The demons, I'll probably end up mostly playing just a dumb monster mash list of, bloodthirst, like 3 bloodthirsters, and because I think that's under 1,000 points. Yeah, that's under 1,000. Like 3 bloodthirsters and like a unit of dogs, and then Angron and some angry boys, and be like, cool, there's my monster mash list.
Take demon princes.
Yeah, I mean the demon princes are pretty good. So yeah, World Eaters, they are different. They are not as I can blitz you first turn immediately as they were. Cause I think one of the blessings, the advance and charge blessing is gone, which is a little sad. But I get it, because World Eaters, I don't think we're ever super top tier, but it feels bad where if you don't know what they can do, to be like, cool, I just got first turn charged by like half.
How many rhinos can you charge out of? It's a strat, so
It's a strat, so just one.
But you can also take a Land Raider and charge out the Land Raider.
If it has the assault ramp roll, but
Does it?
It does. Land Raider?
it does. Yeah.
So you could potentially have 2.
Yeah. And you can
Yes.
still get
because they can't. No, because they can't advance, and then you can't use it, right?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to
Vehicle
advance.
advances.
Yeah, you
Because
can't advance and do it.
You are treated as advancing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, it's a turn 1 charge still.
the church, you can do it. You can do it with the scouting rhino, right? Because you
Yeah.
just have the rhino that scouts 9.
But that's just 1.
Yeah, it's just 1. So it's not, like I said, it's not as, they're not as insanely fast, insanely in your face as they used to be. And so I'm sure a lot of people who are used to playing that play style with them are going to be a little, are going to be caught off guard. But, I think they'll have moves. Like I said, I think the Rhino Rush is probably
The best option.
yeah.
I don't know, man. Having a 120 jackals / goremongers
there's
or
the
whatever
jackal.
seems pretty
Yeah,
good.
you can get them. Yeah, you can get them a 4++. That'll just be annoying. I mean, that'll be like a really good teams list. of just
Right, yeah.
Grindy grind.
It's also a stat
Grind, grind,
checklist.
Yeah,
Stat check.
Yeah.
like you kill this many models in 5
Yeah,
turns?
they have a 4+ notable save.
Yeah, that
Impossible.
one's kind of fun. My back cannot take a
No more.
My back cannot take
armies for
horde
you,
armies. Yeah, I also like, I don't know. I like big monster. Big monster's where it is at.
So, assuming, is there anything else?
I mean, that's like the main highlights.
Anything else to catch your eye? Assuming, assuming this is true, overall thoughts?
I think they have more flexibility in what you can build because we finally have a full codex, right? So we have all the different attachments. So there's going to be stuff you can do. They're just not as alpha strikey as they used to be.
Or not as obvious?
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah, I think you're gonna have a hard time getting a lot of first. Like you can't do like Exalted Jail the same way. Although, what is it? Regular 8-bound still scout on their own, so you can still kind of do it, right? If you lean into like 18 freaking regular 8-bound and just scout them all and advance. If you go first and you advance because they're already movement 10, right? And infantry, so you scout 6. Move 10 plus d6. Even if you can't charge, you're still probably pinning your opponent into their half of the board.
Right.
At least causes problems.
Yeah. So
I'll have to wait and see what other people do with it. I'll be curious to see what people, what ideas they think might work for that list or that codex.
right.
Since they finally get multiple detachments instead of just the one. So
Yeah. Yeah, Invocadus gets to move through walls on his own, which is cool. Which makes and he gives scout, but he doesn't give it to other units or to 2 other units, just to his own.
right.
So you can still scout him up with Exalted if you want.
He can only join Exalted.
He can join 8-bound and Exalted.
Okay.
That would be great if he could join Blood Crushers, but I think the only guy who gets to join Blood Crushers is the Lord on Juggernaut, who takes the upgrade to be able to join.
Yeah.
So, although the Lord on Juggernaut's not bad, he gives his unit 10-inch movement and grants him a 3-inch engagement range. So you're pretty much always getting everybody into the fight.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean that's not bad.
Yeah, although again, depending who he can join, because if he could join like Berserkers. And if he's joined to 20 Berserkers, that'd be fucking dope. But I don't think they're going to let you do that.
That would be insane.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Hey, I have all these extra wounds. All these 80 extra wounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Again, I think a Berserker horde has legs. I mean, you can still probably do Berserker Warband and just do a Berserker Horde on foot.
Right.
Because the +2 strength, +1 attack is still really good on Berserkers. I think the Gore track I think Rhino Rush is probably the best in terms of just giving you speed and tactical flexibility.
Initially, you mean? Or it looks like the best on paper.
Yeah, on the paper. I mean, it's also like the nice thing about the Rhinos in the Rhino Rush thing is just, Berserkers don't like getting shot. And having them in a Rhino,
right?
It helps. It's annoying. It makes it harder to get to quickly and easily take them out. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the Demonkin detachment and just having lots of big monsters.
Okay.
Depending on points, I'll probably be able to do 3 Bloodthirsters and Angron and a Lord of Skulls, and maybe like 1 unit of dogs, and just call it a day.
Gross.
We'll see. Well, we'll see what happened. Like I said, we'll see what it actually looks like, especially with when the points come out for it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it looks then. But
also need to see what the Terminators look like, because like
if they have move 7,
if they have move 7, it's more of like what their weapon loadout is.
All chain axes, all red butchers.
Well, if they're just like right now they're accursed weapons.
Yeah.
Which are fine.
They're weak, slightly weaker lightning claws, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There's not a lot of damage 2. I'll put it. I mean, it's all damage 1. Which
yeah,
is
the accursed weapons are damage. They're lightning claws. They're strength 5 or whatever, -1 or -2, 1 damage.
Yeah, I mean, or you just go with a shit ton of power fists. But if you do a bunch of power fists, T5, 3 wounds, 2+ save, if they're move 7, like, why even bother deep striking them? Just get 10 and run.
Run them with your 20 berserkers.
Right.
But
I mean,
again,
that's, I think, the real meat, 20 berserkers. That's just so much to chew through.
yeah, even just one squad.
Yeah.
Weren't they 20 at one point in 7th, I
No.
think?
No, I don't think
No,
max
there
has
was
always been
one
10.
edition where there were 20 to a squad.
Yeah, there was. It was. I think it was 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what
again,
master
that's-
is.
Remember they came out with those books for like everything. Like
Yeah.
I played the Death Guard one for a while, and like that was fun. I enjoyed that at the end of 7th. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you're right. You could take 20.
Yeah,
it just
then they
depends.
reduced everybody to 10 or whatever. So
Who you can put into them. I mean, Karn apparently gets back up after he dies.
nice.
Depends what they make Gorechild.
Mm.
Because if it's still 8 attacks at AP -2, damage 3, that's pretty fun to have Karn and 20 homeboys just running across the table at you. Yeah. Here's Karn with 40 ablative wounds. Have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure,
There's
it's
just
fine.
Karn and a Rhino too.
Oh, yeah.
Just Karn chilling in his Rhino.
Just by himself.
Yep.
Just by himself. Does he have lone op?
Huh?
I don't think he does. Or currently, at least.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? No, he doesn't have going up.
That's fine. Neither does Abaddon.
Yes, he's just leader, blessings of corn. That's it.
Yeah. So we'll see. We don't know when that's coming out. So hopefully soon. It should be soon if the Emperor's Children book is already out or coming out. So
One would hope.
you would think because if they're moving the demons over to the books to the Chaos Space Marine books, then you would think.
I would also assume if the entire thing got leaked, that's soon.
Yeah, because that would mean
Yeah.
the book's ready or done.
Right, like somebody's got the actual thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know if there's anything else. I think those were the big things recently.
Yeah.
We do have. This is one of the few times I get a break, and I fill that break by running an event. So I'm running Battle for LA in Cyprus next weekend. So it's 40 players, around 40 players should be fine. It's always a fun time. Down at Squad Marks HQ, which is in Cyprus, hence the name. So that's in next week. But after that, next is BAO at the end of the month, end of May. It's Memorial Day weekend. That'll be me, Keith, and Danny. We'll be there.
Woo.
John, you said you're not going to make it? You might make it?
No, I won't be able to make it. That's everyone's travel ball team has a tournament.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boo.
Travel ball.
Going with his baseball team for a tournament.
I'm going to break it to you right now, John. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make pro.
He like it doesn't. That's not the goal.
Then why is he on the travel ball team?
The goal is to not have to pay for college.
That's a possibility. Just put him on the that Bananas team. He can try out for that team.
He wants to go watch that. Eve too. They wanted to get tickets to see that.
We're going to show it on ESPN and Disney Plus.
Yeah, Eve. What's the name of that banana team?
It-
Savannah Bananas.
Havana Bananas?
Havana? No, Savannah.
Savannah. It's Savannah.
Savannah. Bananas.
Havana Banana sounds like something else entirely.
Yes. Yes. Oof.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the
So-
kids want to go see that. I was like, okay. I looked at the prices of the tickets. I was like, are you crazy? This is more expensive than a Dodger game.
Well, now it is. They were cheap. They were cheap when they were first getting noticed.
Yeah. The Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Basically, yes. So yeah. So he can make that team.
Yeah.
I remember my dad, when I was growing up, tried to get me to be a bat boy for the Angels
Oh, Jesus. The
because he
Angels
knew
really-
someone in the organization, but didn't get called up Didn't get called up to the big leagues.
Nope.
But
I have a friend who I went to high school with, and he got like his college paid for because of baseball. He went to Cal State, but like it didn't matter because like that was his only goal. He was a left-handed pitcher. He wasn't even that great. It was just that he was a left-handed pitcher who could throw strikes and could throw like 90, or like sometimes throw 90. You know, and so that got him through. I don't remember which Cal State he went to. Maybe it was Dominguez Hills or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It didn't matter. He didn't have to pay for anything. He was like, I could have gone to other schools that were like higher division baseball and played, but they weren't going to give me a scholarship.
Right. All right. Well, let's hope let's hope his high school coach doesn't ruin him.
The coach he plays for on the club team is going to be his high school coach.
Okay, that should be fine then.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. I had a horrible high school coach. It made me quit baseball.
This sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure my parents
felt
felt.
high school because I sucked.
So
my coach basically was like, "Yeah, you can hit, and you're gonna pitch it." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." That's what you
he's
can do."
limiting to you.
Like, cool.
He's limiting you to the American League.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, thanks."
All right. I think that's it. One last thing.
And one more thing.
I decided we're going to play a game.
Uh-oh.
The name of the game is
Tempest Rising.
Did Adam back this Kickstarter?
The answer is always yes.
There's gotta be yes.
Well, looking at my list, you would think. So I'm gonna name the Kickstarter and tell you what it is,
Okay.
and you just tell me whether I backed it or not.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
The first one,
Big
where is
set.
that? Where is it? Oh, there it is. The first one's called Yokai Companion, a fantasy supplement for Clash of Katanas. Clash of Katanas is a skirmish samurai game.
Yes. Yes. You don't even have to finish. Yes.
Yeah, that's a yes. That's a big yes.
I did back it, and it
Yep,
it was disappointing because the quote unquote rulebook was on an A5, and it was very thin, and not very. I mean, I guess I got what I advertised. It was very disappointing. So yes, I did. I did. Luckily, it wasn't a big investment. It wasn't a big investment on that one. Crossbows and catapults. If you remember the old game where you built the little blocks and you shot marbles, essentially.
Yeah, I love that game.
Okay, did I back it,
Yes.
Danny?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with yeah.
I did not.
Oh, you and your lying eyes.
It is something I was gonna back it.
It's like the only one I'd want you to back. You know what? I don't think that was the one I played. It wasn't Crossbows and Catapults.
Yours was probably the sea one, the one with the pirate ships.
No.
There was a pirate ship version, which I think they were selling in the in that Kickstarter.
No, it was some. It was okay. You keep going. I want to look it up.
You gotta look. You gotta look it up. Okay.
The game that I played. Yeah.
Oh, now I regret not
But
buying
it was
it.
similar.
Oh, where was it at? Return of the Tripods. This is basically a War of the Worlds miniature game at 15 millimeter. It's basically Return of the Tripods. The game was originally called All Quiet on the Martian Front, and then this company decided to try to bring it back. We bought the rights to it and tried to do a Kickstarter to bring it back.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
I did not back it.
Oh man,
Yes.
seems weird.
Okay, so I didn't play crossbows and catapults. I played weapons and warriors.
That was the same thing, basically. Yeah, I think they just changed the name
Yeah.
for copyright reasons. Or
Well, then they had like the little guys, and they had to follow the tracking. You had to kill the guys too.
oh yeah, it
And
came
you
with
could
the little
buy, like,
guys and
multiple
everything.
Different, yeah, you could buy multiple different ones, and you could expand your games.
There was a.
Like how-
I remember there being a pirate version.
I didn't have that one, but I did have every single weapons and warriors expansion. Like I had all the forests, all the trails, all the everything. It was amazing. I love that game.
Wow, what happened to all that?
I don't know where it went. My friend and I would sit there and like play for hours.
Mayan number dice. So this is a set of dice using the Mayan numbering system.
Yes.
Yes.
I did buy that one.
Yeah. Okay.
There was no doubt in Danny or my. Oh my god, I could buy weapons and warriors on eBay.
Oh, how much is it?
You can get them for like, well, this one's 29, this one's 78. Oh, there is I see the pirate Castle Storm and Pirate, so there was two versions.
Yeah.
I see that.
Next
I
one
didn't
is
even know that one existed.
next one is Gangs of Rome, a 28mm gang fight skirmish game set in ancient Rome.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that seems real up your alley.
I did not, but I wish I had.
Good lies.
Okay, there you go. There you go. He didn't buy that one when he was struggling at the end of the month. Maybe that's why he bought it.
That is a factor in whether I buy something or not.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And some of these funded, some of these didn't. Whether I especially the ones that I didn't back. Sendry Prime 6mm wargaming terrain.
No.
No.
I did
No.
not.
Oh, good. I was about to be really sad and be like, "Why would you do that to yourself, man? Love yourself." God damn.
I was gonna just log right out of his show.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay.
I think I'm looking at it now and I can't remember if it was STL files or not. I think it was STL files. STL I'm big on because I have the
All these
3D printer.
words you're saying, I don't like any of these words.
Because I have the 3D printer, I do back a lot of STL files because they're usually fairly cheap, considering what you get.
Fair-ish, I guess.
Let me see what else is there. Blood and Bayonets. It's a
Yes.
Napoleon skirmishing game.
Yes.
Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah, that's the same guys that do the pirate one, Blood and Plunder.
Weapons and Warriors.
It's the same. It's the same company. They haven't. It passed. But they haven't delivered yet. My obviously did Trench Crusade because I want to be part of the cool kids.
Yeah,
is
so
that what
you
we
need to
call it
print
now?
up my army.
I know. Which I should do. Trying to think. I'll do a couple more. Plains War, Little Bighorn, 28 millimeter minis.
You need to give me more context for what Plains War is.
It's Cowboys and Indians. Little Bighorn.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I did not.
Oh my god.
Why didn't I do it? Oh, because
No.
that's so I'm moving. If I do play historicals, it depends on what scale I'm going to play. So if I'm doing skirmish, I do 28s. If I do larger battles, it's a smaller scale. So this, it's detailed 28 millimeter miniatures for Plains War and Little Bighorn. That one was because I see Little Bighorn as a larger scale, so I wouldn't get 28 millimeter. All right, last one. This looking at all this also kind of makes me depressed because it's a lot. God, it's a lot. Jesus, it's a lot.
God, you're that meme, yeah.
Razor rinser. Goodbye to clogged razors and dirty sinks.
No.
What'd you say, John?
Yes.
I did buy it, and I got it yesterday.
Well, how's it working?
I haven't tried it yet because I haven't shaved in like a week. Or not a week, but like a few days. Basically, it's like a little fountain, and you push the razor into it, and it squirts water up into the razor to rinse it out, to get the hair out. Instead of running it under the tap if you're shaving at the sink. It was like, well, it didn't cost that much. It'll probably break after a week.
Probably.
So that's all the stuff that people know about that I've bought or almost bought.
So I only got one wrong.
Yeah,
And,
you clearly
and
was
Danny,
there.
I'm going to tell you the key with Adam. And I picked it up on the first one I got wrong because I wasn't wrong after that.
Mm-hmm.
The way he says it.
Probably. I was going to say, maybe you looked at my glasses and able to see which list I'm looking at.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm a good poker player. I picked up his tell immediately. As soon as I was wrong the first time, I picked up exactly what it was. And if you go back and you listen to this episode, you'll hear it. You can hear it in his voice when he didn't or did buy it.
Right now I'm looking at Space Gits, a dexterity-based skirmish game by Gasland designer Mike Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Party at the All Points Discord. People seemed excited about it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I guess. See, that one doesn't excite me at all.
Yeah.
Different strokes for different folks.
You have to stack the dice next to the model and move the dice as you move the model.
Nope.
Because if the dice fall, I think the model falls over. I think that's how that works.
It's like when you used to have to pile your orcs.
Yeah.
If they fell out of your truck, they died.
That's
Yep.
more or less what it comes out to, yeah. But yes, so it's just a fun game. But yeah, so. But I think that's it for tonight. I don't think there's anything else. Danny, anything else you want us to talk about other than World Leaders?
No, not really.
Or Tyranids? Nothing? No?
I'm tired, boss.
You're tired. John?
Yeah, if you buy Weapons of Warriors, I'll play with you.
Oh, now you tell me. I should have told you when it was on
No,
Kickstarter.
This is going to everybody who listens to the show. Anyone who
He's like,
listens
if
to
you've
the
got it, I'm down. That's all I'm saying.
You
I just posted it
put it out
on
there.
the Salty John page on Facebook, so you can go check it out.
We'll bring it to LVO.
It would just be me playing that in the corner instead of 40K.
No, you'd be surprised how many people will probably how many people would start playing it.
Dude, it was a great game. I loved it. Shooting little cannons at people.
Now I gotta go see how much it is.
Cannons.
How much was it going on eBay for?
Like 70, I think. The core set.
Oh, just the core set. I thought you could still buy it from
I don't know if you can. I'd have to look that
Well,
up.
if you want the original, if you want this remake, because the Kickstarter funded.
No, Crossbows and Catapults is inferior. It has to be Weapons and Warriors. Weapons and
Original
Warriors
or
is the
nothing.
good one. Crossbows and Catapults was the inferior first version.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Mid 90s, teenage John is getting real mad at you right now.
I guess. Oh my god. I'm looking at these and I'm just like, oh. So many. God, there's so many. Alright. I think that's it for tonight. Just making myself depressed at this point. But I'm still buying stuff on Kickstarter /GameFound. Although GameFound, not as much. I'm not a big board game person, so I don't go to GameFound as much.
That's fair.
The big hook for me is the STL files. 'Cause they're fairly inexpensive, and then I can just make as many as I need. So, but Danny, any other advice for people before we go?
Usual. Play games, be nice to each other.
John, other than shilling for crossbows and catapults?
Weapons and Warriors.
Oh, Weapons and
No,
Warriors.
Weapons and
Sorry.
Warriors. God, you're the worst. You can can buy the crossbows and catapults game on Amazon. I see it there
Oh, it's there.
for $20.90.
Oh wow, that's much cheaper.
Adam, it'll arrive before Easter if you need an Easter gift for yourself. Buy it for your wife for Easter.
There you go.
Put it in your daughter's Easter basket. No, I have no words of wisdom for anybody.
No words of wisdom. Is there any event
I'm
you're gonna?
excited.
Is there any event you're gonna play next that
Not
you know of?
Tokyo, probably.
Danny, I forgot to ask you
Tokyo
about your
in
league.
October.
I'm 2-2 right now. I played another Shadow Legion list and
Oh.
basically got really lucky on turn 2. I got to go second, which was really helpful in the mirror match. He first turn charged and basically murdered my big double Melta Knight. So I was already kind of playing down, but my counterattack did decent damage, but then his counter to my counter just fucking rubber lanced. Like the Great Unclean One would not die.
Oh.
He couldn't kill the Fade Thirster. He did, left the other Bloodthirster completely untouched, and then it was just like peace trading, but I was winning every trade, right? And so by the end, he had like a couple of units left, and I still had the Great Unclean One on top of the middle of the board, in the middle of the board, and I burned his back objective, and so, and I still only won by like 6 or 7 points. It was not like oh, there it was. It was just, if his turn 2 had gone statistically average, I would have lost probably pretty big to that game. So, how it goes, it is a dice game. So, I'm trying to hook up my last. The league ends next week.
Right.
And unfortunately, the guy I have to play, we seem to have very, very different schedules. So I need to see if I can get Jeff to give me a ringer game, so I can at least finish my 5.
Okay.
Maybe go 3-2. We'll see.
I might go in the next league if I can finish building all these Emperor's Children in time, but we'll see. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like, and subscribe, whether you're on the podcast or on YouTube. I believe I'm putting up the very last... I put up the Rick Priestley interview last week. I think I'm putting up the very last old Pod Save the Imperium episode next week. And then we have a new one in the can for that. And I think we're going to record someday.
Yeah, we needed to record one.
Someday.
We were supposed to record before I went to DC, but that just didn't happen.
No. You have time.
Yeah.
But other than that, good night, everybody, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Laters.
See ya.